Today I'm going to be tramming my Taig CNC mill. Welcome to another episode. I'm out here in the shop today, and my goal is to get my CNC mill set up so I can produce accurate cuts. And in order to do that, I have to tram the mill. So let me explain what tramming a mill is all about. First thing is, if you look at the back of this, there is a screw and a nut on the back. The head right here is attached through a pivot point right down there with this screw and the nut. And what that means is that you can move this head left and right. And that's useful if you want to do things such as 45-degree milling, etc. But with the CNC machine, I never do that. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this head here is perfectly perpendicular to the bed. And that's what tramming is all about. I just recently purchased a tool that I'll show you shortly that makes tramming a whole lot easier than what I did before. To help me tram my system, my Taig, I got one of these. It's a Pro Tram system from Edge Technologies. And it's two dial indicators that are separated 5 inches apart. And the idea is that you calibrate it so that they're both reading 0 at exactly the same height. I'll show you how that works in a minute. And that's done, by the way, with this magnet, which I'll also show you in a minute. So let me go ahead and get that installed on the Taig. First thing I want to do is chuck this up and get it tightened. And then I'm going to lower it down so it's close. I have this magnet that I mentioned, and this is a calibrated magnet that I don't want to lose. I don't really care the size, and I'm sticking the magnet to the bottom of this one because the table itself is not magnetic. So now I'm going to bring the table down so that it's resting on the surface, and I'm going to move the Y a little bit as well. There we go. So I don't want these to be over one of the T-slots. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is move the Z down until this goes around one time and is at approximately 0. So that's actually exactly 0. Then what I'm going to do is rotate this 90 degrees, and you won't be able to see this, but if I look behind, what I'm going to do is set the dial so that it also reads exactly 0. So I'm doing that back here. Okay, so now that's reading 0 as well. That means I can rotate this back and put my magnet away for next time. I'll lower the Z a little bit more till it touches, and you can see it's touching this side before it touches this side. So that means the head needs to go this way. So I'll use a hammer to tap on it. And I want to get pretty close before I get it all the way down and get started. That's getting closer. So now I'll go down to one rotation. So let me set my jog. Actually, my jog wheel is set pretty low. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm setting the left one on 0. And then the right one is not 0, so I'll go ahead and tap this a little bit more. So now I kind of split the difference. We'll see how well I did by backing up. So putting the left one on 0 again. The right one is a little bit, let's see which way. Okay, so that means it's a little bit low, so I think I need to tap on the left side of the top just a little bit. I'll raise this back up to put this back to 0 on the left side, and the right side and the left side are now both exactly on 0. So I'll take my crescent wrench and tighten the bolt in the back, and with any luck it won't change the two settings here. So I'm looking at both of them. possibly getting my head in the way, I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the camera. Okay, so they're both pretty tight now, and it's both reading 0. What I want to do next is take a look at the Y. So I'm going to move this so that I can try to span the Y with both of these tips to get the best swing that I can. And I'll rotate the machine. It's pretty light, so I can just rotate the machine instead of moving the camera around. And then what you can see here is that this one is at 0, and this one is at about 1/1000th of an inch. So that's probably okay. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because 1/1000th of an inch over about 3 inches I think is okay. If I really wanted to do better, I would probably need to put a shim in the back and spend a lot more time on this. So I'm just going to check this and see. Yeah, it's actually 3.5 inches. So I think I can live with 1/1000th of an inch over 3.5 inches. That's what it takes to tram my mill. It's a whole lot easier than what I did the last time. And the other thing that's good about this is that because I didn't have my mill completely trammed the last time, what I would do is I would actually set the Z to 0 with the tool retracted, and then I would drop the tool down to the bed or to the 0 point on the part to ensure that I had the exact same stick out of each tool as I switched from tool to tool, and that helped me get rid of a lot of the effects of the machine not being trammed. So hopefully I won't have to do that now that the machine is pretty well trammed.